Hey, it's Allie, and I want to talk to you today about this book, Grit by Angela Duckworth. What I love about this book is that it takes mindset, which I reviewed a couple of months ago, and kind of pushes it a bit further. And actually, if you remember nothing about grit, remember this formula. She says talent times effort equals strength, and strength times effort equals achievement. So the point of the book is effort counts twice. Now, she says 4 things about grit. She says if you want to be gritty, and being gritty is what leads to achievement, you have to do 4 things. The first thing you have to do is find your interest. Find that thing that you care deeply about. And that's something I talk about in my course when I say personalize, connect with your personal vision. The second thing she says, practice a lot. She says that paragons of grit just keep going. The third thing she says is that you want to connect that thing that you found that you care about to some higher purpose, like this belief that what you're doing leads to something greater for humanity. And the fourth thing she says is be optimistic, have hope, she calls it. And in my model, I talk about rise and be resilient and be in it for the long term. So the book is really about passion and perseverance. Something that I thought was interesting about the book, she quotes Nietzsche, and Nietzsche says, with everything perfect, we do not know how it came to be. Instead, we rejoice in the present fact, as though it came out of the ground by magic. And I actually think what Nietzsche is trying to say there is if you just think that someone achieves because they're a natural or it's just a gift, then you sort of abdicate the responsibility to really put in the hard work that it necessarily takes to get ahead. At the end of Grit, she actually has a really interesting Q&A where she talks about like 7 questions she gets asked about grit. And one of them is actually about burnout, and saying like, if you're really saying it's this almost like this 10,000 hours that Malcolm Gladwell talks about, like it's really about endurance, then do you burn out? And she answers the question very candidly, and I love her answer to the question, which is that when you connect with that sense of passion and you connect it to a higher purpose, yes, you're probably going to work 70-hour work weeks, or what you choose to do in your free time is always connected to that passion, to that higher purpose. So some things will suffer, some things will go. But she says the paragons of grit that she studied, they so love what they do that every waking hour is sort of spent in that place. And I found that really compelling. And for those of us that love what we do and wake up wanting to do it, reading books about the things we care about and how they matter, to me, I think that's part of Rise. That's part of why we don't burn out, because we so love what we do. We're so taken by it that we want to endure. Anyway, Angela Duckworth, Grit, check it out.